Hi everyone, I'm Maria from Workforce.
And I'm Pauline.
And today we're going to speak to you about interviewing, right? Everybody's going to go on an interview at one point in time. We see interviews happening every single day, but for most of you, you'll go on an interview, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times in your life. So it is important, and it's something that we're quite, obviously we make a living doing this. So we're going to tell you about it today. First point of call is you're going to send your CV to a company, right? That is when the process actually starts, from the minute you hit send, right? They get your CV, they're interested in meeting you. At this point, the company will probably give you a call. Now, you might be at work, you might be driving, you might be, doing something in a noisy environment. So you might not be able to talk. At this point, it would be a good idea to say, you know what, I can't speak right now. Please, can I give you a ring? And actually follow up by giving a ring when you actually say you will. Because from this point, from the minute that you speak to this person on the phone, they are actually judging you.
It's not an innocent phone call.
Yeah, no.
They're actually screening you as you speak. So keep that in mind.
It's the same for recruiters. When we get your CV, we might think, oh my God, the CV is amazing. We will call the person, and through tone of voice, through attitude, through style, we think, this is not the person we kind of had in mind. So we've already judged it.
Yeah, because it's not all about ticking the boxes. Someone's CV might fit the particular position, but it's also about personality and attitude and everything combined. So if we can already sense that from the first moment, then definitely the employer will also sense that.
Once you've actually sent your CV, the person's given you a call and the interview has been set up, it's all about going for the interview. Now, Pauline is very good with, kind of getting candidates ready for this process, so I'm going to leave it to you.
This is something that we as recruiters go over with our candidates all the time. It might be something very commonsensical by way of, how you should dress, the fact that you should actually show up a little bit earlier than expected to ensure that you have enough time to find parking and find the entrance, and very, very small things, but things that add up.
So before you even attend your interview, we often suggest actually doing a drive-by, seeing where the office is, where you're going to park your car, what kind of traffic will you be in, are you going to the interview at 5 p.m.? 5 p.m. traffic's horrific. You're going to have to leave 20 minutes earlier than you thought. So, be prepared. How many times have we told people, don't go to interviews wearing flip-flops? I know it's 40 degrees, it's Cyprus, don't wear flip-flops.
And yet they do.
They do.
So yeah, it's a matter of also touching upon these little things, and this is very important as well. And you'll get a lot of candidates who will kind of tell you, I know, I've done this before. But it's good to go over these things, and then once you get that out of the way, and it's the day of the interview, you've shown up, everything's going well. What's very important is that you are on point from the very moment that you enter the company, from the very first handshake, from the very first hello. You are being watched, you are being judged from the way you carry yourself and the way you speak to the receptionist, for example, in order to find where you should be going to. Every little thing counts. And then obviously once you meet the interviewer, make sure you get the names, make sure that you refer to them by their names.
The correct names. We've had that too.
Exactly. So I understand that it can be a very nerve-wracking, situation, but you need to be sort of in the zone, make sure you're somewhat comfortable so that you can retain information and be able to reflect and be natural in the situation.
And this is a very good thing about coming via a recruiter, because we actually know the clients very well. We've been to their office, we've seen, are they corporate, are they casual? Will you be meeting, the CEO? Will you be meeting the marketing director? Both are very different people. And we can give you these clues. So we can really help you to prepare better. And this is why a lot of people do actually choose recruiters, before attending interviews.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you. So for example, if you're meeting Maria, I'm going to tell you, Maria's pretty chill. She's very comfortable. So you can be, somewhat informal with her, but always keep in mind that you are at an interview. So carry yourself accordingly. So then once the interview begins, just make sure that your answers are somewhat prepared, but also relatively genuine. Yeah. This might take a little bit of a practice, but we have discussed in the past about how employers are starting to move away from the generic, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? So always be prepared to answer that type of questions, but also be be aware of how to properly sell yourself. And doing that would require you to obviously know your own CV, know your own strengths and weaknesses, and maybe not list them out, but be able to elaborate them in a more conversation style.
Exactly, not the yes, no. So if somebody asks you a question, back it up with an example. So, for instance, what are your strong points? A very generic question where you can say, well, I'm a very organized person, and this showed in my last job where I managed to coordinate an entire event that was happening for the Christmas party, from calling the suppliers to dealing with the staff. I managed to run the entire process effectively, so that you've backed an example. You've said you've organized, but you've actually used an example to prove it.
The interviews can go from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. So, try to stay composed the entire time. Don't look at your watch. We had a candidate once who kept looking at her watch, and even though she was perfect and they absolutely adored her, just that in itself,
it was off-putting. Yeah, the client actually called me and said, was I boring because she kept looking at her watch like 6 times? Yeah, don't do that.
So everything went well, you left. Again, make sure that you shake everyone's hands. A strong handshake goes a long, long way. And after you leave, definitely give it a couple of days. It would be prudent to maybe do a quick follow-up with them, give them a call, see how it went.
If you've gone through a recruiter, give the recruiter a follow-up. And they will relay the message to the client.
We'll definitely make sure that your feedback has been passed on, as well as the client's feedback has been passed on to you. So we're the conduits between the two of you, and we make sure that everything's on the up and up, and everyone's just kind of updated throughout the entire situation. Yeah,
I think that's it.
I think that's it in a gist.
Yeah.
For more information on interview tips and styles, you can always give us a call. We definitely make sure to prep all our candidates, but we'd be more than happy to do that for the general public as well. So definitely you can give us a call, or you can visit our websites for more information and more fun articles such as this. Thanks.
You.